Welcome to a fresh hour of SportsCenter. I'm Cary Chow. JT Barrett, Urban Meyer, #2 Ohio State kick off the college football season in just a couple hours. It's just an appetizer to the weekend's main course. Triple G knocks out 89% of his opponents. That's like the percent chance Tom Cruise runs in one of his movies.
In a game?
I am. That is the... I like how you just said that. In a game?
Man,
I was having flashbacks.
We talk about a game?
Yeah.
I've noticed there are not a lot of high-profile Asian American athletes in your position. What role did that play in your decision to write this? Interesting, you bring up Yuli Gurriel in that situation. You know, certainly as an Asian American, that gesture I found to be very offensive and very racist. But that is not saying that he himself is racist, and I think oftentimes can be overlooked, Marla. A 16 seed, as you mentioned, never beaten a 1 seed, 0-128.
Gosh.
That's like my man Darren's dating record in high school. You know, I'm just playing, man. Hey, come on, man, don't leave me hanging.
Down. You. Yeah, man.
Why are you making me look so uncoordinated?
I'm not, but you got to get used to this kind of stuff.
Growing up, we ate all sorts of weird stuff on the dinner table. My family would just be like, oh, those grasshoppers, those are Chinese pretzels. But like, the penultimate season of GOT premieres the same day that Roger Federer looks to cement his case as the GOAT. And Federer's parallels to one of Game of Thrones' main characters is uncanny. In 2013, Federer's career was left for dead, like Jon Snow after the Night Watch betrayed him. Fed was peppered with retirement questions after winning just one of 17 tournaments, but like Snow's resurrection through the Red Witch's magic, Fed is once again vanquishing opponents, playing for his record 8th Wimbledon title and staking his claim as the rightful heir to the Iron Throne of tennis. It's like the Lakers are this big Hollywood movie. They want to get Tom Hanks. They're like, you know what? We can't get Tom Hanks. Get me Pauly Shore.
Neither of us are former male models.
I think that's what Max does.
Yeah, Max is not here. It takes two of us to try to fill those large dancing shoes.
But why
Max
male
Brett
models?
does. He's a former male model.
But why male models? It can be tough replacing a legend. Just ask guys like Brian Greasy, Jay Fiedler, and the guys who made Caddyshack 2. Let's calm down a little. Let's reel it in. Cary Chow, Seth Greenberg, Jay Williams. All right, let's talk about the game we just saw. 27. What's in a number? It's notorious in music because of how many great artists have died at that age, as you can see here. It's also the number of bridesmaids' dresses Katherine Heigl wore before finding Mr. Right. And by naming rookie Deshaun Kaiser their new starter, it's how many starting quarterbacks the Browns have gone through since returning to the NFL in 1999. By far the most in the league. But hopefully, like Miss Heigl, Cleveland has found their Mr. Right. We've got Carson Wentz right here, and I want to make an analogy from your career to Carson Wentz. You started at North Dakota State, all of a sudden, a few years later, starring on the biggest stage. Just a few years ago, you're doing these college party movies like 21 and Over, Project X, and now you're doing these incredible films. What's it like to transition from one stage to the next? UBL lasted for 3 seasons, which is longer than the Doe's chauvinistic logo should have lasted. Talk about not aging well on the politically correct scale. Even Lola Bunny from Space Jam thinks that's a bit much. Washington hadn't seen a whooping like that since James Monroe crushed Rufus King in the famous 1816 presidential election. I mean, talk about the era of good feelings. You know what I'm saying. Stan Wawrinka took a page out of John Travolta and Nicolas Cage's Face Off book. To beat Roger Federer, he must wear his face. This is the adventure. You got a GoPro and you just explore. This is the El Yunque rainforest in Puerto Rico. And what you can do is you can actually ride down water slides. Like, it's rock formations and slides, and you can just ride down it.
That's safe.
That is safe.
It doesn't seem safe at all. That looked like a bad scene in The Revenant when the guy's about to drown.
I will
There's
tell
a
you,
bear standing on the side of the river just watching you.
The guide is like a 16-year-old kid.
Oh, that makes sense.
And you're like, are you serious? This is the guy who's in charge of us? And you also have to fill out a form that says, like, what religion you are, just in case, like,
Is that like their version of a waiver?
Yes, totally. Because last rites type thing.